Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GrapeApe's Reaver Express. We are excited to have you guys here for another edition. I've got the crew with me. Let's start with Cirrus. Cirrus, we had a couple down days between this session and the last session where we kind of took care of some stuff online. Tell us who you're playing, who you are, and if there's anything you'd like to share about that.
Well, we've had 2 down days, correct?
Correct. Well,
All right.
3
So
if you count the day where you killed the cotton candy monster.
Oh, I count that, but that's not technically a down day. We call it another day in town here. So Daphne had 2 days off, which means she recovered 2 points of that tremendous amount of spell burn, because everyone in the 0 level funnel, when you get the chance to level up your level 1-0 in a con game, you burn all those points. Well, now I am paying for it. I've healed 2 points of spell burn, and I'm probably about a bazillion points down still. So I'm slowly working myself back up, resisting the urge to spell burn. And because I've got family in town, I got a little bit of a family argument, I guess, with my cousin during the meanwhile about what I'll call local politics. But Daphne has really been focused on trying to recover, help her cousin out, and figuring out what we should be doing next, because Daphne was a beekeeper and all of a sudden she's not. Now she's a wizard. Oh, with horrible disfigurement and damage because of becoming a spellcat wizard now. So
Thank you for your sacrifice.
yeah.
All I keep hearing about is the spell burn. Hey, the world does not stop revolving because you spell burned. Next, go ahead.
If you combine my strength, agility, and stamina together before I put them up 2 points, the total is 13, ladies and gentlemen. 13. It's called 3 scores.
Still alive. Next, we have Gossamer. How are you doing, Gossamer?
Hey, I'm doing good. Excited for Friday and to get some gaming in. You want to know what Burkham was up to?
I do. Well, who is Burkham?
Burkham, the dwarven miner. He has been getting settled in. He's fairly new to Fallon. He only arrived shortly before the carnival affair happened. And so yeah, since all that went down, he's been spending the last couple of days just getting to know his neighbors, helping out, helping the families who lost people at the carnival. He doesn't like to sit idle. He likes to keep busy, so he'll be helping out, doing manual labor, whatever he can to just help folks and get things back to normal. And he's also looking towards the future, and he's got this little bit of a bug for wanting to do some adventuring. So he'll be keeping tabs on his newfound party member friends here, and looking forward to seeing where else he can help out.
All right, and Lou, we've got Lou here with us today. What's going on, Lou?
Not much, man. Officially started my pseudo summer vacation. It's really just a change of jobs for the summer, but so life is good in Luauluville.
And who are you playing tonight?
We got Vasici Garaspacho. He's the jeweler in town.
Now, Lou, we didn't have any down activities for you, but one thing that did happen that I forgot to tell you about last session is on the night, the very next night after the carnival disappeared, you were headed back to your house after, spending time in the tavern, fighting the dancing dogs and the cotton candy monster and catching the cow. And right before you went in, you glanced over to the field where the carnival had sat the previous night. And it was pretty dark out, but you thought you saw a shape, so you walked a little bit further down the hill just to make sure everything was good down there. To your surprise, as you quickly ducked behind a bush, you felt this very evil presence. And you saw Lockjaw standing in the field.
Aww.
Uh-oh.
Kickjaw.
Kickjaw, there we go. Yeah.
I knew who you meant.
You saw Kickjaw standing in the field, But that wasn't where the evil presence was coming from. The evil presence started to materialize out of the dark. The shadows started creeping up and forming into a humanoid figure. And just the torso of it was kind of towering over Kickjaw. And you saw this figure right here appear with 3 eyes in his head and screaming souls in his rib cage and a little puppet master string made of bones. And you know this as Jelos, the god or entity that brought the carnival there in the first place. And you saw Kickjaw extend a hand to Jelos. And it looked like they struck a bargain. And then both were gone. How do you feel about that, Lou?
Let him serve the new master. See what he thinks of how Gazici treated him back when he was working for me, huh?
and if everyone doesn't remember, tell us how Kickjaw was lost to the carnival.
Well, so one of the carnival hawkers of candied toes and fingers, she made a deal. Well, Basichi was trying to make a deal with her to turn back from a chicken, and she was not satisfied with the amount of money he had, so he threw in his indentured service as part of the deal there. So she accepted that. So
yeah, that was a good deal on the carnival's part. And you still have chicken white hair, if I'm not mistaken, or is that?
That was actually Bass.
That was Bass.
Bass somehow ended up with feathers still in his.
All right, and organic bite. Mark, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing? Good to be here tonight. I got Barclay with us tonight. And during his downtime, previously he had a little near-death encounter, which is where he found his new calling and met his goddess Carpessa, and changed his life to become a cleric. So in the downtime, he was trying to connect with her and trying to understand what this new life would be for him, and he was praying. And during this time, he created a set of prayer beads made out of seeds and pods that relate to Carpessa, who is represented with fruits and seeds and rebirth through plants, and so he now has a set of prayer beads that he uses to connect with her. And at the same time, he's that fabulous known employment of a costermonger, and so he had to get his fruit stand back up because he did have a normal job beforehand. So he went out, got some more fruit from the farm, tried to get his stand back up and running. So that's about kind of what he did over the last couple of days, trying to connect with his goddess and then get the business back up and running, and wondering what's the team going to do next.
I made a little bit of coin. And so, Sarathon, last but not least, you are up. And while Burkham was doing philanthropy work, rebuilding destroyed lives, and Barclay was praying, being very pious, and all these other extremely helpful things were going on, Agnar was drinking in the tavern, right?
Yes.
Just getting drunk all day.
Yes, he was doing nothing, and loving it. It was very productive use of time. Yes, he was on vacation.
All right, tell us a little bit about Agnar.
Agnar is a former agent of the A series villains, and appears in the A series modules of old TSR fame. And he is a dwarf, and he is not very lucky. In fact, most of his roles are. And we're going to see if he survives now that we got out of the funnel, because he was my last character that we rolled up in the funnel, and that's why he lived, was because he was the last.
I think he was your 5th character, actually. Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we'd already gone through all my characters, and I came in at least 1 or 2 sessions late too. So Yeah, I was burning through them pretty fast. But you know, I've got this now, so this is gonna help me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so thanks, Tim.
I'm excited to see how Burkham and Agnar will work side by side here, because I don't think Burkham's going to like your work ethic very much.
Yeah, well, there isn't one, so yes, probably they might find some tension there.
All right. So we
Not sorry.
are. It's all right. We are on the. I just wrote down and lost again. We're in the month of Galehome. On the day of the
Quail.
Quail.
Day of the
Thank
Quail. The
you.
Sunday.
Day of the Quail. And Vitani, if you can zoom in on the right section of the map there, that is the map of Fallon. You guys have had a few days of downtime, and the King's Emissary is expected today. Are you guys just going to hang out by the magistrate's office, wait for him to arrive? Is there anything else you'd like to take care of?
Well, do we want to talk about the other things that we know about, or do we want to
Totally up to you.
talk to the magistrate first?
What do we know of the king? Like, what's our general impression of him as citizen?
The king is a fairly decent guy, King Ignis Sattler IV. The rulership of North Haven goes to whatever family can keep it the longest. So once a family has been established in a nobility role, they maintain that role as long as their family descendants can hold on to the kingship. So you know he's cautious. He's pretty fair, but very stern as well. He doesn't tolerate you know crime. He is very he
Right?
likes to deal out justice.
Is he Batman?
He's not Batman,
Okay,
but kind of a good analogy.
I'm Batman.
We're expecting him to or his emissary to come in regards to what happened, right?
Correct.
To Fallon
You
and Meehan?
a messenger arrived from Meadhan 2 days ago and said a king's emissary had just arrived over in Meadhan, was getting the lowdown on what happened over there. Apparently, they had a incident where the fog surrounded the village and many villagers died in sacrifice, but a group of brave adventurers stepped forward and saved the town, similar to what happened here. And he is coming here for a debriefing.
When do we get? And that means to explain what happened, right?
Yeah,
They're not like stealing. They're not. He's not like a gnome, right?
no, he's just checking on the well-being of the town, getting a report of what happened. I mean, this is the king's land, so he wants to know what's going on.
Right.
So
Well, I
is that
imagine
it? Go ahead.
if we imagine we know he was coming, so I'm sure we had plans to kind of meet, like you said, at the magistrate's office to
So
Get
you
our
guys
story
want
straight.
to arrive.
okay. So you guys arrive at the magistrate's office. Rock has invited you there to kind of tell your side of the story of what happened. And eventually, kind of early afternoon, the king's emissary does arrive. He is accompanied by 8 guards. They are riding very fine horses. The guards are in full plate mail, many weapons all over their bodies that look very well used. They look extremely capable. The emissary is kind of a thin, spindly guy. He's got a very pointed goatee with a very thin mustache. And he's wearing kind of purplish clothes, a cloak. Not very splendid, but, very nice for traveling. And
Look at these bunch of hosers. Mm-hmm.
he enters into the magistrate's office and, magistrate, good to see you again. And looks over at you guys. He says, well, are these the saviors of the Fallon that I've been hearing about?
Burkham stands up immediately and goes over and kind of does a dwarven greeting, introduces himself. Your Majesty. Emissary.
Well, met Master Dwarf, and he is accompanied by 2 of the guards. The other remaining 6 stay outside. He looked past the dwarf after the dwarf and Bertram has introduced himself to the rest of you. Anyone else want to say anything?
I'm going to go stand outside with the other guys and hang out and gossip.
Okay. Tell me if you want to say anything while you're out there as we're going through. The royal emissary introduces himself as Trunt Welson. My name is Trunt Welson, and if you would be kind enough to share the story of what happened here. And do you guys relay the events of everything that happened?
Yeah.
Would, yeah.
In detail, even the chicken? Lou?
Minus some of the, parts where we spent hours upon hours playing games at the carnival instead of looking for the kids. Minus that part.
We don't tell them about the magic cow that may or may not exist on somebody's farm. That we just don't cover at all.
Okay.
Probably none of the jewelry and artifacts that we recovered. We'd like to avoid some tax implications there.
Just the bad stuff.
And we build ourselves up as mighty heroes of impossible odds. I think.
Cirrus, is there anything you would like to add or exclude to that story?
Daphne's only going to focus on the sheer number of our companions that perished trying to do this. We lost over half of the group that we left with. I mean,
more than half.
Yeah.
Die in the most grisly ways. I don't think there's anything that she would specifically exclude, but Daphne's not going to be too talkative. She's more going to be watching his reaction to everything that's said to him.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Sure, I can fail that. Hold on one second.
Intelligence was like your best attribute.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I can still fail this. Hold on. That's not.
All right. 5's not the best, but as the story is being relayed to him, you can see that he appears very tense. At one point, you see his fists kind of closing and his knuckles going white. What that may or may not mean, you really can't tell. But that's kind of the impression, the only impression that you can get. He holds himself together pretty well.
All right.
After you relay the story, he says, well, I am very thankful you were here to take care of this matter. There's been troubling things going on in the kingdom. If you don't know, Meadhen has also suffered similar circumstances with the fog surrounding the town. He looks to one of the guards and he kind of leans over and whispers something. He says, so if I may ask, what are your future plans?
Well, I have a question, sir. What happened in Meadhan? It does sound similar to what happened here, but what happened here was, it seemed a matter of the jester that we faced and freed. Surely, was he there as well?
There were no stories of a jester there, but many children that turned into demons and an evil, red-skinned imp with a sharp tail of a scorpion who clawed people to death and built some kind of platform in the town square. They were sacrificing the townspeople onto a giant upturned blade in some kind of dark ritual. We've heard the name Mistal Resnus, some type of ancient evil deity. This Gielos that you speak of. I don't know if they are akin and working together, or if they are separate, competing for who can destroy North Haven first.
And the other town was able to drive them away, just as we did. Is that true?
The story I got is that there were villagers there who weren't affected by the spell casting that was placed on the town. And these villagers stepped up and performed admirably in their duty to the kingdom, as you have, and were able to take their massive numbers and have a successful outcome.
Have you heard any reports of anywhere else this happening?
No, but we are headed to Whisperwood next to see if anything is going on there, and then coming around the southeastern border of the kingdom to the coastal towns before I return to the capital. If there's anything else going on, we'll find out about it, and the king will be informed.
Well, is there anything we can do to help?
Just keep your eyes open here. The guards will be in greater patrol on the roads. Mind you, the main roads only. So whatever we don't see off the main roads is really what we're concerned with. If there's stories you find out anywhere, or tales of things going on in kind of off the beaten path locales, please send word immediately.
So, we fought quite a battle and lost many, but we saved many children for this village, and we were just meager villagers. We didn't intend to go in and fight, but we did, and we rescued the children, and we appreciate you coming here and hearing, but perhaps the king could show some grace on us and help us, because we don't have much to fight these things that we did. Your guards here are well equipped, but we just have simple weapons. Could the king assist us in case something comes back? We don't know if this will return.
Well spoken, Master Priest, and it's at this exact moment that the guard that was whispered to the left comes back inside with 2 bags. He sets one on the magistrate's desk, and you can hear the clink of coins. And then he passes the other one to the emissary, to Trunt, who then passes it to you. And he says, "Here is a reward for your service to the kingdom." And you can feel that it's quite a hefty bag. Without counting it, it is 100 gold pieces. Meanwhile, what's going on outside, Agnar? You're out there kicking it with the guards.
Oh, where did you guys just come in? They don't need me in there. They got the story covered. Not like I'm going to add anything to it. So where'd you guys come in from?
Give me a personality check, please.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not something you want me to do. What kind of role is that?
So there is a trained.
Oh, there's a personality thing. Am I trained?
A T and a U. Yeah, just hit trained.
Oh, look at that. I got a 2. That's good, right?
Well, I mean, obviously they're in full
3?
plate. They have helms on. Only their eyes are kind of sticking out. Each one of them kind of assesses you up and down. And you immediately feel like back in the day where you're getting persecuted for the way you look and for being an outlaw, which
Am I
you
being
are.
oppressed?
You're not being oppressed yet, but they're like, move on. And they don't seem interested in speaking with you.
You guys, you're a little tired from the ride, huh? Yeah?
If you don't get out of my face, you'll regret it.
Well, we're all friends here, right? Protect the kingdom and all that, right? Yeah.
Move on. And he kind of gives you a shove in the shoulder.
I'm supposed to wait here. We're the heroes of the town, right? Eh? And they're in there telling your boss the whole story. I just was trying to be friendly.
I hardly think you're a hero of this town. Wait over there.
Well, it's a scale, right? If and it's a low bar, and I am a dwarf. I don't know if that's the reason I'm getting this feedback from you guys, but I'm just saying, if you got something against dwarfs, that's not cool.
Nothing against dwarves. Your eyes look greedy. You look like you'd sell to your own brothers and sisters if you could.
If I knew who they were, yes. Maybe. I mean, who wouldn't, right? You know. Okay.
Wait over there. And he kind of nods across the street.
What's across the street? Is there alcohol?
Let's
Let me
see,
look.
what is across the street? Let's check the map here.
According to the
a
map,
couple residences. Daphne's house is over there, kind of catty corner.
yeah.
Blacksmith is down the road a little bit. There's a jeweler.
Where's my brother's bar?
Your brother's bar is way.
I see the
across
word
river.
tavern way off to the. Oh,
Yeah, the tavern is there.
is it just a field?
No, the building is to be added in later. I wanted to make it interesting.
Okay, because I've been to those bars in Costa Rica where it's just a field, right? And you're just, this is the bar? I'm like, yeah, clearly. There's
As long as you can get a drink.
there's a crate and there's liquor on it, so you're at the
Just
bar.
a trough where all the horses get their water from.
Yeah, there you go.
With a 2 on your personality check, I can't do much for you. Are you gonna
Okay.
stay there, or are you gonna move down the road?
No, I'll be like, okay, fine, fellas.
All right.
Right.
So back
I'm like-
inside. Back inside, the group has
I
just been
tried.
handed a sack of gold and a bag of gold, similar size, has been set on the magistrate's desk. Ruck is, thank you, emissary. Please stay the night. We'll put you up in the inn. Fine dinner, baked quail. And the emissary accepts, and he looks at you, and he says, "Well, if there isn't anything else," and he appears that he's about to leave.
We thank you for this reward that comes from the king, and we hope to hear more back from you if there's other trouble. Will you send word back to us if something is happening elsewhere?
He kind of pauses for a moment, looks up, and he says, "Yes." You don't feel very confident in that answer, but at least you got an answer.
Okay.
How can we reach out to you if we discover any more weird happenings?
Pigeon is usually the best way to send a message.
Very well.
Magistrate, do you have pigeons here that are trained to fly to the kingdom? Yes, of course, your royal emissary. Lou,
It's decided then, yes. So, thanks to you, please extend our thanks to the king. Yeah. We must talk about these back roads that you have concerns about and how we might be able to, patrol those, especially with the money here. We definitely can perhaps arm ourselves and form some sort of king's militia here in this part of the kingdom.
Be cautious taking the king's name in your activities if you haven't been deputized properly. But of course, everyone standing up for the king is very wonderful. And with that, he kind of pivots on his foot and does an about face, and without a second look, walks out from the building. The magistrate is quickly grabbing the bag and putting it inside his desk. Says, "Oh, this will do wondrous things for the families. Those 2 orphans. Oh, those poor orphans."
Well, you gave all the money to orphans?
You weren't in there. You weren't in there.
No, this is me. I'm out of character getting upset.
There's 2 orphans. Many people died, and there are now 2 orphan children in Fallon.
I thought we sold them.
No, they're still there.
To the Thieves Guild or something.
To the Beggars Guild, but possibly a job in training.
All right.
So just to recap, we're upset because we thought we sold the kids to the Beggars Guild, and we also donated the money to the orphanage.
I don't know that
No, we didn't donate the money.
We didn't donate our money.
All right.
You guys
The other
have
bag.
your money.
Right.
How you split it up is between you. Which brings me to another point, everyone. I completely forgot, but we are missing Warnock. You might recognize, who plays our chicken Siegfried, who is still a chicken. Warnock is unfortunately no longer going to be with us. Real life caught up to him, and he's just got too much stuff going on right now. He hopes to come back at another time. Wanted me to extend his thanks to all of you for watching and supporting. And his chicken is still alive, but will be staying in Fallon. So we'll see if anything happens with that later on.
It was an inspired bit of role playing to be playing as a chicken. Mm-hmm.
He's a two-headed chicken right now, isn't he?
He did. He
He's
got a
a-
second head.
Oh yeah, that gave him a second attack too, right?
He got the. I don't know about that.
If he's not coming back, can I play his character when Agnar dies? I mean, if Agnar dies?
You can try to drink the black milk that you got from the cow.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's ways. So, what are you guys gonna do now?
Well, I say we split up the
Suppose
coins and
Yeah.
talk about what we've heard
Future holds for us. Yeah.
in the area.
So, 20 gold pieces each. Sounds about
Reasonable.
an even split. So, add that to your character sheets. And that should allow you to purchase some equipment, which you can purchase on your own.
How much? 25?
20,
20
No.
each.
unless you're going to steal 5 from somebody else.
Can I get back my gold emeralds and stuff?
Oh,
Then
that is long gone.
son of a motherless goat.
Barclay
Happy
will say to the others, if we did all the fighting, why'd the magistrate also get a bag of gold? Like, that seems kind of odd. Like,
I
tax.
assume it is to help rebuild and support.
Have you
the
never lived
families
in a
who lost.
civilized place with a government before? Do you not understand how they work?
I just
Yeah,
sell
the
fruit.
lawful
That's
people
all I
just start-
do.
It's trickle down economics, buddy.
And yeah, so you can assume that bag of gold was to help the towns restore itself from the damage.
We're gonna keep an eye on the mayor, though. He starts rolling around in I don't know.
Gold-plated horse or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to push out the shopping list to everyone, just so the players at home can see what is for sale at Perks Mercantile. They have an assortment of things from the handbook, but I also added a couple specific things on there that are more specific to Fallon. And there's also some things that aren't on the shopping list.
Is there like
So,
mushroom wine and stuff?
there's herbs, some grease, a few other little things that I found that I thought would be cool to have on there.
Grease?
Grease. You can do all
The
kinds of
word, man.
things.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so what's the plan? Where are you guys headed to next?
I'll go ahead and share with them what I saw the night leaving the tavern. That there's this shadow of this demon from the carnival still out there, and it seems to have abducted my old servant.
Give it to us in Vasici's voice there, Lou.
Okay.
No, you will think that what I'm about to tell you is a pile of cow dung. But that night, leaving the establishment after we were attacked by the old music box characters, I saw the field of which the carnival rested, and my old servant, Kickjaw, he was upon the field. I was ready to shout out to him to try to make apologies. There was a dark form that came down from the clouds, turned into the bony gesture that we know is behind the carnival, the demon Jealous. And he made some deal with the servant Kickjaw, and then they both disappeared into the darkness. I fear that there will be more to come of that demon. Our paths will cross again.
Are you Rene?
My what?
Rene?
Rene.
Yeah, it's a Greyhawk thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah.
Say character, Josh. Does Agnar respond to anything?
I'm not even there, right? You guys are still in the office.
No, they came out, I think.
Oh, well, I'm at the bar.
All right. So is
You
everybody
guys come out and I'm not there, so you can figure out where I am if
I
you
think
want.
Burkham said they were all going to reconnect. So do you guys all go over to the tavern?
Yeah, somewhere where we can chat
Oh.
and
There's a bunch of the
hear the
money we
story.
get.
And I think when Visici kind of tells that story, Burkham would be listening intently, and he'd be kind of thinking to himself for a bit, and eventually he'd say, I wonder if this demon is connected at all to the voices, the sounds that come out of the mines.
What?
The voices in the
voices?
mines. Yeah.
What voices from the mines?
The mines, where I work, there's many rumors that of the origin, but if you go close, you can hear sounds of hammering, sounds of voices, distant. Some say it's old miners, old dwarves that were cursed by an evil necromancer. Others say it's some sort of foul magic that exploded in the area when some miners took a huge gemstone. They're all just rumors, but there is no doubt that there is something out there.
I will tell you this. When I was but a child and my grandpapa, he was teaching me the way of the jewel. The gems from the dwarven mines were some of the best in the land. But nowadays, what comes from there seems to be second rate. I wonder, perhaps this necromancer has poisoned the actual minerals of the land. Perhaps that is why these dwarves cannot produce but the most smallest of gemstones.
So what's a Jelos? Is that the name of the demon, or is that
You missed the first session when they walked into the carnival, but there was a giant statue, about 35 feet tall, depicting the image that I showed you previously. And they found out later, I think it was only kind of mentioned once or twice in the panels.
that's the demon that corrupted the jester?
Corrupted Emmerich and turned him into the Dark Jester.
I see. Yep. Sorry, chat. It was making me laugh.
So we know he's still running around.
But is that his name is Jelos, or it's a Jelos? Like that's a thing.
His name is Jelos.
Oh, okay, all right.
GELOS.
Yeah.
And if you guys look at the world map right there, Burkham's mine is kind of right off the road, right there. All right. So, as you guys are headed into the tavern, the one thing you notice is the kind of message board, the job board, that is posted right next to the door. And I will bring that up on screen. And there are a few postings on it. But while you guys are deciding what to do, read that a little bit. See, is any response to the news that Kickjaw was spotted?
I am. He was spotted and disappeared with Jelos?
He did. They both disappeared. Lou, did you tell him there was a handshake involved?
I can't remember how I put it. I think I tried to imply that they made some deal.
And it was in a field, not a crossroad.
Yeah.
It was in the
The field of the
where
carnival.
the carnival was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're not going to see him come back in the third act. I'm totally sure that's not going to happen.
Or that's, yeah, exactly, right. That's sarcasm, right?
Oh, yeah. So Daphne's glad that he's okay, a little bit concerned about him making some deal with a higher power. Daphne, of course, is very lawful and morally upright. And she hopes that it was all just seen or misunderstood, or maybe it was for some other cause. To be honest, Daphne also thinks we might have other issues to deal with more pressing right now.
All right. So what is the next order of business?
I'm running out of liquor money.
Has anyone
So-
else heard of things in the surrounding area being weird? She
Yes,
asked the
someone
party.
needs some traps set. Look at and take a look at the board over there on the wall. There's jobs for us if we want it. I'm sorry if you know it's a little hard to read. It looks like some dwarf wrote it. The traps thing, I think.
Mark, what about Barclay? What does Barclay think about this situation?
Well, I don't know. Barclay is wondering if out in this field, when you saw this, should we go and see if there's any? Did they just disappear, or is there like a trail we would follow to know where they went? Did they just appear and magically disappear?
As if they evaporated into the darkness of the night.
Yeah, Barclay would be. Yeah, he's not sure where to head, but he definitely is thinking he probably going to spend some of that gold on some armor. So if they head anywhere, because it sounds like might be trouble ahead. So
Like blanket armor. Oh, padded armor. That's actually. Ooh, leather would be affordable now.
leather. Leather would be Barclay spending all of his gold that he just got on that possibly, but
So Mark, does Barclay want to double down on that? Like, he already offered to pitch in some money towards armor for Barclay.
yeah.
Is there any other upgrades for you? Daphne's best investment is survival, is investing in all of you. Plus, she likes you guys. Like, this is a horrible traumatic thing. She likes
Yeah.
you. But
Terrible judge of character, that Daphne.
Yeah.
oh yeah. She's mentally scarred. I wouldn't trust her judgment at all. But yeah, so
I know the type.
yeah, if Barclay needs anything gold wise to get the armor up, let me know, because that offer still stands.
Okay. Well, I think I don't know what you thought about. Should we keep the crowbar? It might be good since we now have some more coin in our pocket, and Barclay could still get some leather armor. Just the best protection is to have a cleric in good armor. Always helps the party. So, yeah. So in that case, I think Barclay would take his newly found 20 gold coins and look for a set of leather armor to help suit himself.
The way things are going, you're going to want to get a free set of leather armor. Then next session, though, trick me into selling my jewels.
Not with Barclay's luck.
Somebody's a little bitter.
You had a jeweler in your party that you could have asked for appraisement on, and you were like, "No, I want to sell it."
I would have cheated you anyhow, so you were better off. Context question: the Pinder mine, is that the same as the dwarven mines to the north?
The Pinder mine is where Burkham works. That is correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna actually take that off the board and kind of stumble over and put it down on the table where we're all sitting. That's a little coincidental.
Be a sign. Perhaps this is where we should go next.
All right. So with all the information you guys got, Lou, what is your vote for the next order of business? Where would you guys like to head next?
I'm thinking the mine myself right now.
All right. And Mark?
Barclay is okay to go to the mine, but he also may want to suggest that we set out in the morning. might be his, unless you all want to go now, but if he's set out in the morning, he can pray to his goddess for other things that might be helpful if we're going into something dangerous.
So the emissary arrived in the early afternoon. It is now probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Zarathon, what would Agnar like to do next?
Who seems like they have the most money in the party?
Probably you, because you had an emerald necklace.
Now, after me.
I don't know. Maybe the jeweler?
Okay, I'm going to give him my proxy vote.
I technically have 20 gold that we just got, and then I think I got 20 copper. Everything else I had to give away to get,
I want to
get out of being
do.
a chicken.
Yeah,
never trust a jeweler. I feel like Lou is kind of like low key, low playing his checkbook there.
I see. So I would probably then yeah, I'm going to go with.
What's
so
your idea?
I think I'm going to go let Visici be my proxy on voting for what's next.
All right. Cirrus, what about Daphne?
Daphne's pretty flexible. She'll go to the mine, but she likes to point out that, really, we're going to be delivering some copper ore? That's some, I don't know if that's really what we should be doing now. We're all great and powerful wizards, and or powerful adventurers. I can't really lift anything. I'm still whines about Spellburn for a minute or two. And then Daphne's pretty flexible with wherever we go in the end. But if you want an idea, let's follow the emissary to Whisperwood.
Okay, and Gossamer, what is Burkham thinking?
Well, Burkham's ready to go. He likes the idea of leaving in the morning, wherever we end up going. He has some shopping to do. Now that he can afford some things.
We role play that for 3 hours.
He would like to. I mean, he has an interest in the mine for sure. But he would ask some follow-up questions about Whisperwood. Like, is there something else that might be of interest there to anyone?
Well, Barclay would say there's a festival that happens there on occasion. I'm not sure if it's coming up, but it's just something of interest. So if we head there, I may see if that's happening soon, but it's not a reason for us to go there. It's just an added interest for me.
Well, unless that's Jelos's next target. If he targets these festivals, carnivals.
Does anyone else have any information on Whisperwood they would like to share? Agnar? Josh?
No.
All right.
I gave my proxy vote to Visici because he seems like he knows. I'm feeling sheepish about the whole emerald necklace thing and getting bamboozled. So
it sounds like that's at least 3 votes for the mine. So you tear off the flyer for the mine, and it says to see Father Xander at the church. The church is this building right here that I'm pinging, right next to the well. And arriving there, you can speak to Father Xander. He looks very pleased to see Barclay. Perhaps they've spoken over the last 2 days as Barclay was seeking guidance from his new deity. And, I'm glad to see you. What can I do for you?
Well, we came. We saw you had a posting on the board about a delivery to the mine, and there's so we came to inquire about that.
Yes. As I told you before, the end of days are nigh. I have already made a deal with the blacksmith for creating at least 1 holy symbol for every man, woman, and children in Fallon. But he doesn't have enough materials to complete the job. I need someone to go to the mine immediately to pick up a load of copper so we can make the holy symbols to Ildavir.
How much copper do you need us to how much copper do you need picked up? Is this like a cart full or?
Yes, yes, a simple cart full. I have a cart around the side of the church here, and he leads you guys over there to kind of this rundown, beaten up, just kind of going around town cart. But it looks like it's functional.
I mean, Burkham would probably be obviously very familiar with something like that, and he'd be confident and be like, "Ah, yeah, that would be no problem. We cart that out in a day." He'd come up with something like that.
I can allow you.
I don't think the dwarves are just going to hand over the copper.
No,
Have you
no,
already
no.
made arrangements with them?
Not yet. I mean, I haven't paid for it, but I have made arrangements to pick up the copper load. I would hope that you would be able to deliver the payment and then bring the copper back post haste.
So we're not doing any mining. We're just delivering it, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And there's more than dwarves there, Vasici. You know, there's humans and halflings are mining there as well.
Worry not, Daphne. You will not need to do any mining.
That's good
Daphne,
because I just had my nails done.
you're looking quite weak still from your experience with the carnival. Perhaps you can ride in the cart while everyone else walks next to it.
Oh, Daphne thinks this is a splendid idea.
Perhaps your
Burkham would
god
push you.
Ildavir could do something to renew her spirits, so to speak.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Ildavir does not dip into the arcane. The kind of pain that Daphne is feeling can only come back through rest. Of course, I would pay you for the journey.
What does it pay?
100 gold pieces. But I must get the load back within 3 days' time.
Burkham would
just,
kind of step aside to everybody else and be like, "That doesn't give us a lot of time to investigate."
What is
when we're
travel
there."
time there?
That's a good question. Does Burkham know how long it takes to get there and back?
on dwarf
I
legs.
Do does Sarah remember? Is
Can't
it
you
in
just
my notes?
tell us?
I think I told her it was about 1 day to get there. I couldn't tell you if I remembered. That's why I told Sarah, so I wouldn't have to remember all these details.
I just said, yeah, I just wrote down that I usually work there 7 days and then come back for 3, but I didn't write down travel time.
Let's see. I think I said I put it in there somewhere. I'm almost positive. You guys discuss it while I'm looking for this note.
Travel time to the mine is about a day away. Yeah, 1 day.
Yeah, what Grendelwolf said. It's about 2 bandit encounters away.
So it's about a day there and a day back. You have the cart. The Father Xander says, "Well, and you can of course take our mule. I don't expect you to push the cart with Daphne in it."
Which is raises a question. What happened to our pony,
Starshine?
Starshine?
What did happen to Starshine, Gospel?
Has Starshine
When
been following
Starshine
us
hanging-
around?
No,
I thought we had that
she's,
whole menagerie of cursed/magical animals, and Starshine was part of that.
yeah,
Two-headed
no,
chicken that
Starshine is
Talbot
with
gives-
Oracly.
Oh, okay.
So they're hanging out together. Yeah. So Oracly is basically, like Starshine is stabled somewhere, and Oracly pretty much bunks in the hay with the horses.
So, are we being paid advance? Or getting half up front? What are we getting?
We're traveling with his money to pay for the copper, so in a sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah, how much is the copper? Like, what would we be transporting money wise?
probably around 20 to 30 gold pieces for a load of copper.
Wait, what about the pigeons?
Which would equate to about 200 or 300 pounds of copper, or not pounds, but whatever.
So
Anyway.
I would I
He's
would.
going to give him 25 gold pieces to pay for the copper. And he says, well, yeah, yes, of course. I realize you'll have to buy supplies. 20 gold pieces up front, and then the other 80% when the job is completed within 3 days. But for every day after that you're late, we will deduct 20 gold pieces. Does that sound fair?
I would ask for one other
Why?
thing, maybe to add to that. I am new as a cleric. Perhaps we've heard some things in the mine that are perhaps dangerous and evil. And could you add a vial of holy water to that too for us to take with us?
Can't you just make holy water by blessing it?
You could, if he has the blessing spell.
I don't have it yet to make it, so I'm just asking to see if he's willing to give us.
And I think you got to get to a certain result. So all the spells have different results. Well, the font is fairly dry after all the baptisms I've been doing this week. Since the incident, everyone is coming to the church in much more routine fashion. But yes, I may be able to spare a vial of holy water.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure now that the children have been saved, that they're all looking to come to you to. It was quite a scare with that what we encountered at the carnival.
Gossamer, you were going to say something?
No, I think it was answered.
Okay. All right. Well, do you accept? And he sticks his hand out.
Oh, that's right. I was going to ask why does he need it in 3 days, but I'm assuming it's just because he's a doomsayer. He thinks the world's going to end in 3 days.
Because the sooner we can protect everyone in the town and have Ildevir's blessing on everyone, the sooner we'll be safe from those dark jesters and evil devil-winged creatures. Who knows what could happen next? I heard people say that Kickjaw was seen in the field with some dark god. This is very concerning.
I'll immediately look everybody in the eyes dead because these are the only people I've told. Which one of you?
You were the only people, they were the only people you told, but that doesn't mean you were the only one who saw it.
Burkham would say, Father Xander, one of the reasons we are wanting to head out that way is to do some investigation. There might be other evils afoot. We may need more time to investigate. If something is brewing out there, we want to stop it to protect the town. Surely you would understand that. Perhaps a little more time's grace.
Give me a personality check.
Who is our face for the group? Because I know the answer is not me.
That's a good question.
Do we have a face?
16 is pretty good. Maybe it's the dwarf.
Other dwarf. Other dwarf.
I was thinking Berkeley was kind of our guy, but Berkeley. I mean.
Probably because Mark seems to be the best negotiator.
Well, Master Burkham, of course, more time could be taken, but this is a matter of necessity, which was the means for such a high pay to get it back this quickly. If you need extra days, perhaps we can settle on 5 days for 60 gold pieces.
I was more thinking the same pay, but just not deducting the 20 gold if we are late a day or two.
Well, of course, you pull money from the church's pockets. I mean, the safety of the entire population is in question. And he looks over to Barclay. Master Barclay, do you agree with this?
Well, we are just worried about the people in the mines too. If we don't know what to encounter there, and we encountered terrible things with the carnival for this town. If we get there, surely we want to come back and help you with protecting this town. But if something is terrible in the mine, and we don't want to then have to say, we have to leave, sorry. So maybe one more day you can give us, and 4 days for the same arrangement. And maybe nothing will be there, and we'll be back much quicker.
Daphne, do you feel the same way? I have to confess that Shannon came to see me and told me of your conversation and how concerned you were with the deaths of your fellow neighbors. Uh, shouldn't we protect them with all haste?
Well, I think that if there's really more danger at the mine, we probably should spend some time figuring out if there's any danger there whatsoever.
Listen, you old hoser, we're going to hustle back as fast as we can.
Yeah. And you should rest assured that I am really not going to want to stay out there in some nasty, dirty mine infested with spiders and all sorts of bugs and insects. And did you know that in the outdoors, it is not temperature controlled? They don't have fires, they don't have windows or anything else like that. So we'll be back as soon as we can.
Well, settled then. I'll give you 4 days to deliver the copper, but every day after that is a deduction of $20 from the pay.
Gold.
Is that agreeable? 20
Yes.
gold. Thank
We
you.
agree.
That's reasonable.
All right. So you guys assume go to bed for the night. You guys can buy equipment on your own. You guys have the list. You have your gold. Fill it in on your character sheet. Any equipment that you purchase, and
Well-
you go ahead.
Can I just put it out there? I don't know if Daphne, how much you have to spare. Do you have 10 to go around? Because I could upgrade to leather armor.
Boom,
Or not.
leather armor. Is anyone dealing with like padded armor? Because first of all, Daphne is not really like she's not really worried about brands or anything else like that. But she acknowledges that padded armor really looks kind of funky. So I want you all on leather armor or hide armor at least, something like that, because you gotta look good. So if anyone's not in at least leather armor, let me know. She'll give you 10 for that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and you know Burkham. Burkham wants to protect you, Daphne, as he has from the beginning. So he would
If
be
you can
grateful for
carry some
that.
stuff for me too, that'd be
Daphne,
awesome.
I'm gonna probably go with padded armor just to make sure I don't endure the what do you call it, the check penalty there, the drop of the die for my thief skills and all that.
Right.
Barclay appreciates Daphne's offer, but now with the gold from the king, Barclay's like, yeah, I think padded armor is smart, and we'll spend his gold on that upgrade.
And
Hide armor give you better protection.
It does. Well, no. Hide armor, studded leather gives you the same amount of protection as hide armor, but hide armor is cheaper.
Are the fumble
So
dies
it's
the
better than
same?
leather.
I'd go either to leather or studded leather if it was me, but studded leather is like 45, I think.
I can afford that, but it's not for sale.
and if anyone
You're right.
if anyone has a slot to pick up a shield and does not have one yet, can use one. I'd recommend picking up one as well.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can afford
Shield,
a
Agnar?
shield and longsword now, so I'm gonna be good to go.
Out of game knowledge too, make sure you have food and water and light.
I do have a lantern and torches. I don't have. And I have one ration, but I don't have water or skin.
Having played with this judge before and having our biggest threat being lost in the darkness underground, he will make us regret it.
So,
I am counting food and water and light.
All right. Well, I might need a few extra coppers to get some more food.
I'll give you an extra gold piece. There you go.
All right.
Josh,
thank
did you
you.
add that shield to your character sheet to bump your AC up? Do you know how to do that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I have no idea. I just wrote it down.
Use the character sheet in the roll 20. Go under
very
armor.
confused. Oh, did you just touch my character sheet?
I did. So you should be looking at armor, and then you type the name of the armor in there, and then you click on the little button that says worn, and it will add it automatically to your AC.
Did you just add it
I
and
did.
click warn? All right. While you're in there, hey, add some leather armor.
Leather armor. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So are you guys set and ready to go?
Hey, Matt, I clicked the warn, but it didn't bump me up the +1 that it should have after I put in the padded armor. Wait, maybe it did. Hold on, I think I got a penalty. I think that's why I'm still at 10. Never mind.
You have to make sure you check warn as well.
Do any of the weapons that were available do more than a D4?
The weapons on the at the shop.
Yeah.
Let's
Like
see
the
what they do.
longsword?
Longsword does 1d8.
All right. Well, can I carry one as a dwarf?
That's a good question. Let's look at your character sheet. I have not memorized all the weapons that they can and cannot use. So if you go on your character sheet and roll 20 and look at class, click the class and scroll down. It says you can use a battle axe, club, a dagger, a hand axe, and a longsword. So
Okay.
yes, you can.
Then I'm buying a longsword.
Do you know how to add it to the sheet?
Is it just where you go to in roll 20, you go to the search thing and you find it in the collection? No.
No. You gotta add it in there yourself. So just click on weapons.
Like a hobo?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Oh, you did it for me. The longsword.
Of course I did it for you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody else set
This is
up?
like playing in one of Jay Scott's games.
For
He
some
does
reason, I
everything for me.
can't. I should have an armor class of 11, but it's only showing 10. I can't figure out why, because it's not my agility that I got the penalty in, it's my strength.
See,
I don't know
agility is
what's going on
0,
there.
AC is 10. No luck.
Still got my
added
page
armor.
locked open, I think, for editing, by the way.
So yeah, click on that warn button and it bump you up to 12.
Because now I know why I put one under bonus, because let's try and work it out. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
I don't hear any other issues.
Bonesaw is ready.
So let's go ahead and take our 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody, to continue on with the travels to Pinder Mine. Welcome back to the Reaver Express, everyone. Sorry, I always take the break early because I think we finish at 10, and then as soon as I take the break, I'm like, we don't finish till 11. So anyway, we are back though. The party has rested for the night. They have equipped themselves. They are headed to Pinder Mine to pick up a load of copper for Father Xander of the Church of Ildevere, so he can craft holy symbols for the town of Fallon to protect them. You guys I assume you're taking the cart and the mule?
Yes.
The mule is unnamed, but if you would like to name her along the way, that is totally up to you. And you guys head out. What kind of pace are you going at? Slow, medium, or fast?
Well, if I could stop before we head out. Barclay would take time in the morning to pray to his god Carpessa for the asking her for help and guidance and spells for the day. If you all, for all of you, if you haven't seen the other stream, Raw, which was on this week, the topic was clerics and how to select spells. So that was quite an interesting episode that Matt and with DM Bad Run were hosting. So check that out if you haven't seen it. It's up on Twitch right now. But that it's what we're doing now is I'd like to change out some of my spells for Barclay for the morning before he heads out.
Sounds good. So we are putting that episode into practice. I love it. What spells are you going with today?
So I am going to go with Second Sight and Detect Evil. I'm going to keep the lightness spell that Barclay has had, and add to that. Let's see, what do we go with here? How about Holy Sanctuary?
All right.
Great spell.
After praying, you feel the knowledge from Carpessa enter your mind, and you believe that you do now have these spells committed to memory. She blesses your endeavor, and yeah, you feel her presence with you.
Cool.
Anything else? Anybody else have anything they would like to do in the AM before we leave? All right. Lou, did you have something?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I put a sign up in my shop saying, closed for holiday or whatever, and until
Closed for
4 days
adventure.
from now we'll return.
That is going to give the other jeweler, the leg up in the jewel business in town. So
It's real intense here in this farming town, man. Every day a diamond, I'm sure.
He is very happy to see you leave.
Barclay will see if he can get Yar to just watch the fruit stand for a couple of days. He'll pay him his commission that he's been asking for if he can, but watch the stand.
And Yar is a little orphan that lives in Fallon, previous to the events of the carnival, who Barclay has befriended. And Yar does agree to man the cart. So would you guys like to move slow and cautious, which means you would not be surprised? Would you like to move at a regular pace? If you move slow, it'll take an entire day to get there.
We're running. Don't we got to get here fast?
Pace, you do need to get there and back fast, but you did buy yourself an extra day. If you move at a regular pace, it would take almost the very end of the evening to get there from the beginning of the day. So late afternoon, early evening, and you could be surprised, but you would be semi-cautious. If you're going fast, you could get there in half a day, but you could definitely be surprised by anything. How would you like to travel?
How good are the shock absorbers on the cart?
They're
How
not
fast
great.
can the mule go?
I mean, the mule can go either of those 3 speeds, depending upon how it's motivated.
My vote is for the normal rate of movement.
Yeah, I vote normal or fast. I feel like if we're gonna go fast, we might as well do that now. But yeah.
All right, Lou, Josh, Mark,
I already said Chariots of Fire, baby.
fast.
I'm in the medium speed lane here.
2 medium,
We're not
2
going to
fast.
hit any encounters.
Mark, you're the deciding vote.
Oh boy, what do we got? Two each or something, or is that it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with fast to kind of get there maybe before nightfall to just maybe have a little more info before we go into the mine.
All right, so you guys are pushing the mule at quite a brisk pace. You get to about, let me throw a little party token on roll 20 for you guys. What are you giggling about? Party token?
No, it's of course we're gonna hit an encounter.
Well, it doesn't mean it's going to be a bad encounter. It might be a good encounter. You might find a merchant or something.
Someone who needs help on the road.
Yeah.
Someone dropped a whole bunch of gold, and since we hurried, we find it first. Yeah. I think that could happen.
So
with Matt as a judge.
Elena, if we zoom in to Fallon over there on the Roll20 map, got a little party token on the map right there, and they have set out. And you get about you're following the road, follows the river most of the ways, and just when it starts to enter into the beginning of the trees here, you are correct. An encounter does indeed happen.
Gold on the road.
As you're headed down, and everybody should see the new map, correct?
Yes.
I've just put you in that order, but you can be in any order you so choose. As you're headed down, you see a recognizable face
Fred!
rushing out of the woods
I
at
thought I
you.
recognized that.
This may not be anyone that you've known from your group at the carnival, but someone who looks kind of similar. But he is tearing out of the forest at you, and he's, help! Help! I need your help! They have my daughter! You guys recognize this as a caravan guard who has stopped into Fallon from time to time. You don't really know his name. You don't know much about him, but he's been with a couple merchant caravans in the past. He's been in Fallon 6-7 times, not as a resident, but as a visitor with the caravans, transporting them back and forth and kind of guarding them. He rushes out screaming. You can see his clothes are torn somewhat. He's got a couple scrapes and blood on him. Help! I need your assistance, please!
Does he drink at the tavern?
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely seen him at the tavern.
Do I owe him money?
Give me a luck check. You do not owe him any money.
Nice. Yeah, I don't care then.
Did you say he said that they have his
Oh.
daughter?
Hold on. You only have a 5 luck. You do owe him money.
You presumed that I had a normal luck score.
I did.
Oh, okay. I'm interested. Who's got your daughter? What's wrong, my friend?
The bandits, they've taken my daughter. They're in a cave right to the side of the road. We were coming to Fallon. Please, you have to help me. And he is now immediately up in the midst of the group.
Daphne is pulling her ass out of the wagon to go find the daughter.
He does not seem to be equipped with any materials at all. They took everything I have. I can't fight them off by myself.
Does he look okay? Like after everything we've seen in the carnival, like does he look fully normal?
Yes, he does look fully normal.
Wait, I thought he wasn't at the carnival. He just looked like someone at the carnival.
I think she was asking if he looked corrupted or
Yeah.
had a clown nose.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Burkham would be offering to help. Lead the way.
It's this way, right over here. There's a cave. They're inside, these bandits, these brigands. Does anyone have a weapon I can use? They took mine.
I give him my hammer.
And you see he is barehanded.
I give him my hammer.
All right, so he leads you.
Can I break off from the party and try to scout out kind of to the side, moving as quietly and secretly as I can?
Absolutely. Which way do you want to go, Lou?
Up to the, I don't know if it's oriented, but north, the top of the map, and then over, kind of, again, just keeping a pace away from everybody.
The trees are kind of in the right place. The distance to the cavern mouth is a little bit bigger. I ran out of VTT map and didn't have one with the cave mouth in it. So this is
Love it.
This is a hand-drawn cave map. But anyway, the distance from the road to the cave is about 200 yards. So he's hurriedly rushing you through the field, so you have plenty of time to kind of curve around if you want to.
Okay.
Vitani has to scroll a little bit to the left to see this particular piece of cartographical art.
Vitani, if you can scroll to the left to see my amazing rendition of the cave face.
Yes, I haven't seen this quality from you since ever.
I mean, this is hand drawn on a mouse pad on my laptop. So.
And did he just say they were bandits or what they were that attacked him?
They're brigands, they're thieves, they robbed me of everything. They took my daughter.
We'll get
We're
her
going
back.
in. Yeah.
Visici, do you have any kind of, you have your hide skill, you're a thief, so give me do you want to hide in shadows, move silently, both? 17, very nice. You believe you are invisible. And 10, respectable. You are pretty quiet in this forest, being cautious where you step, heel to toe, making sure you don't step on any branches. And you come around to the north. And once you guys get to the mouth of the cave, you can see that there's definitely been signs of activity. There's a extinguished cave out, campfire out front. There isn't any sign of anyone. They're in there. They have my daughter. Please get her back. I'll give you anything. Hey, don't you owe me money?
From where I'm at, can I see any footprints or anything that kind of corroborates with his tale of bandits being in the cave and all this?
Give me an
He
intelligence.
said,
Yeah.
sure. Core stat.
You
Nat
see
20.
footprints. You can markedly see from your vantage point and your exquisite observation of the area that you can see that there are 5 different sets of footprints and then one heavier set of footprints that appear to be a more well-crafted boot. And there's footprints all over the mouth of the cave.
Dibs on the boots.
What you don't see is any child footprints.
Huh.
So Barclay wants. Sorry, go ahead. Please continue.
What is the guard's name again?
The guard's name is.
It's pop quiz.
Right. I had it written down. Let's see. I knew you were gonna.
I think it was Schmarn. Can I offer Schmarn?
Smarv. Smarv. Yeah, Smarv.
I feel like Agnar would know as well.
The guard's name is Brick Butterfield.
Oh,
B-R-I-X.
hold on. Yeah, keep the random table out. You're going to want it for the next question. What's your daughter's name, Smarv? Smarv, what's your daughter's name?
It's Brick.
She's in the cave. Help save her.
But what's your daughter's name?
Her name is Tanwal.
Cadwall. Okay.
Had you ever mentioned Cadwall?
All right. Smarv, don't worry. We will rescue Cadwall. And Daphne has a torch lit. And she's
on the road.
I feel like you and Josh, your little brains are turning with information that you don't have. Only Vasici has the boot information. And Vasici
on the road.
is hidden.
We didn't see any carts turned over. We didn't see crates broken open or anything like that.
You did not.
We haven't seen any signs of things have been drug off to the cave or anything.
You have not. He said he was
getting a torch ready to go and rescue a little girl.
Yeah, Burkham's ready to rush in too. He wouldn't ask too many questions.
I'll try to make like a little bird whistle to get their attention as I pop up from some of the shrubbery there underneath that last cusp of trees there.
All right.
And
you expose yourself, and they're like, "Oh,
I don't know about that."
A new side of you, Vasici.
Barclay, what are you doing?
Barclay was going to cast a spell, Second Sight.
All right, go ahead and cast it.
He wants to, yeah, he's a little leery, and he wants to know. And the question he's asking, he's trying to say is, he's clutching his holy symbol, asking Carpessa, is this man's daughter inside that cave? If we go in that cave, will we find her? And where do I go I had to add it to my spell list here, so let me find it here.
Not a problem. While
Second
you
sight.
are
Here we
praying,
go. Yep.
Daphne, you said you had lit a torch and moved up to the cave mouth? Oh,
when I was whistling, my intent was to show them 5 and kind of point into the cave.
All right, so you see a hand symbol of 5 and nat 1 from our cleric right off the bat. Mark, I don't think that's adding in your bonus though. You have to have some kind of bonus, right?
Yeah, I do. I didn't add that on my sheet because I was just adding the spells because
Got it.
I forgot I was just adding the spells. So
All right, so roll me a 1d4, please.
Well, good to get all those ones out of the way.
I'm just rolling binaries today. I was like, it's just zeros and ones for now.
And do you have any luck modifier currently?
Yeah, -3.
Oh, so the cleric, and let's see, what did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
So 4 total. The cleric immediately incurs an additional -1 penalty to all spell checks that last until the next day.
Oh man,
You got a 0?
I rolled a 1, and then I rolled another 1, and I have a really low luck, so it's just not my day right now. Barclay says, "Okay, I'm having a bad day. Like, leave me alone."
I'm sorry,
So-
the deity you're trying to reach is not available right
Yes,
now.
it's one of those things.
Please call
And-
back at another time.
And
Air
so Lou,
404.
yeah, good point, Lou. You guys have just left the cart and the money.
Yeah,
uh,
no. We
unprotected
didn't just
on the
leave
road.
them on the we would have brought the cart to the cave mouth. Probably not gonna bring it in the cave, but we're not just gonna abandon the cart.
All right, I didn't hear that, but I'll allow it.
Where's
Give
the
me a luck.
cart?
Give me a
It's
luck
gone.
check, Sarah.
A luck check?
Yeah.
That also reminds me: did our luck restore over our downtime days?
No luck
Only if you're
restored,
human.
but you did gain 2 hit points if you were down at hit points.
Yeah, it wasn't. Okay.
And of course, Cirrus would have got some.
Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Spell burn back.
That is under my current luck of 14.
You do have the cart with you. Next time, I will
Humans
need
would have got
you to
theirs though, right? Luck. Humans did get their normal 1 day, 1 luck.
Thieves and
Recovery.
halflings would have got their luck back. Yes, so Lou, you would have regenerated a point of luck.
Yeah,
You would have
Right.
regenerated 2 points, 3 because of today.
I'm a fool. Yeah. Okay,
Right,
I
so
just want to make sure I didn't.
All burning of luck is permanent until we gain it back special if you're not a halfling or an elf.
Correct.
Or yeah, okay, cool.
All right, so Burkham is headed inside the cave. Agnar, you're heading inside the cave?
Dwarves don't get like a dwarf check or anything to check for traps as I go.
You can give me an underground structure check. So roll a d20 to try to determine if this cave is natural or
Just
if you
roll a
see any-
d20 and call it a day. There's no modifiers for being a dwarf.
There's you have an underground skills check button. I don't know if there's a button for that. I don't play
Find
dwarf
secret
games.
doors.
That is not it.
Okay, that's good because I rolled a 3.
Let's see.
But I rolled a 13 on my d20 that you asked for.
It is a natural cavern. It does not appear to be trapped that you can see.
All right, I'm headed in. Let's go,
Any
eh?
gold or gems inside?
Say that again, sir.
Do we smell the dwarves any gold or gems inside?
You do.
Ooh.
Barclay's gonna stay outside with the cart.
Okay.
Dwarves
Daphne,
can
what are you
smell
doing?
gold or gems?
They can.
Well, I hear the plot goes down that hole, so I am going down the hole to look for the plot, also known as the girl.
All
With my
right.
torch
So
out.
please move your
Over.
token to light the way
All right,
for
yep,
the plot.
okay. Will do. And I am shambling down slowly, so if anybody wants to get ahead of me, it's very easy to do so.
The cave goes back about 15 feet before it takes a turn to the right. Vasici, are you staying outside or are you going in with the rest of the group?
I think I'm gonna give them, since they kind of rushed ahead of me here. I'm gonna give them like 2-3 minutes lead time, and then I'm gonna sneak in again quietly behind them, keeping my distance and trying to act as a backup, kind of.
All right. So,
What's
you
Brick doing?
guys, he has stayed at the entrance to the cave, and he is moving slowly, cautiously behind you guys.
Okay.
Please,
Do I-
she's inside.
Do I recall him ever mentioning this child?
You probably haven't had much contact with him, but you do owe him money. Give me another luck check. And there is a luck button underneath all your skills, Josh. Hit that for me.
I thought I was hitting the luck button.
You hit the luck train button. There's a separate button underneath the abilities that says luck check.
Oh, lucky roll bonus? No. Oh, luck check. There it is. Failure.
You do not recall him. You don't recall anything that you two have spoken of, only that you lost playing cards and owe him 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
Too drunk. And
No such
Vasifi,
thing.
just about this time, they're probably about 15 feet in, taking the curve. You are at the entrance with what's my guy's name?
Rick Butterfield.
Brix, Brix.
Brick.
And when you guys take the turn, the corridor, the cave, ends in a dead end, about 10 feet further. There really isn't anything else inside the cave. It looks like there's some cots, some hay kind of laid out. Somebody was definitely camping here. What happens outside is a different story. As Barclay, you see several figures drop out of the trees. And a couple more are popping out of the rocks up on the thing.
Does this happen before or after I've entered the cave?
It happens once you're right at the entrance. And exactly at this time, you kind of feel Bricks push you forward and then run back out. I did it, Ash. I did it. And he says, I got him inside. And he's very excited and proud of himself. Let's roll initiative.
It's a trap.
Want to open the tracker first?
Click my
thank you.
dude.
Sarah, I'm so glad you remind me of that every time.
All good.
Please do not stop.
Ooh, look at that.
There's all those more ones.
Nice.
The dwarves are too enamored with the stonework in here. We're like, ooh, how was this cave created?
This reminds me of
Daphne hears all your horrible deaths outside, and she's like, little girl, where are you?
Yeah, this
Hey,
initiative
Patrick.
is actually really perfect.
All right. So first up is going to be our bandits, who are laughing and guffawing, and they're like, "Well done, Bricks. Well done. You're going to be one of us yet." And they are stepping up to Barclay, swords drawn. Step away from the cart and get inside the cave. And the other two are just kind of readying some weapons up top, but they do not fire. You can see that each of one, kind of on the step, is holding a javelin. The leader, dressed in red, and draws a very long, very sharp scimitar, and he says, "Give up the cart, lad. You don't want to lose your life over it." So they do not attack, and Barclay, you're up next.
Barclay had a bad feeling about this.
We all
yeah. And he is not going to give up. Instead, he is going to cast lightness, hoping to blind all of them that are standing around him. I don't know if I have my. Let me make sure I have my. I don't know why roll 20. I need to fix it to add in my right things, but I should get my personality and my level, right?
Level,
So,
yeah.
which should be a +1. So I'm gonna roll it. It might need the +1 added to it here. So that, did it add it? So
Let's
that's
see.
13 then. It doesn't look like it added it.
It says level stat bonus, but it's got 0 on there. So you have, let's see. Okay, missile fire. Your personality bonus is 0, but it should at least add the +1.
Yeah.
I will investigate that and see if
Yeah,
I
I'll have to
can
look at that too. And
So I think that's going to be a 13, correct?
yes,
Okay. What is the result of that?
the result is the space immediately surrounding the cleric is a radiant of 20 feet illuminates brightly as if a blazing sun has been lit all around the caster. The light emitted fixed in its location and does not follow the cleric and lasts for 1 turn. So he's called on Carpessa to help, and a blast of light, 20 feet radius around him, comes down and surrounds those around him.
Good. It catches that stupid brick.
I'm going to say that all 3 of them immediately surrounding you are temporarily stunned by the light. The brick and the other one, I'm going to give a little will save because they're a little bit further out. And they will have to beat your 13, which both of them do. So Bricks and the other bandit, they just kind of shield their eyes really quick. The guys up on the step there, they are not stunned by the light. But you hear the leader dressed in red. That was a mistake, lad. And would you like to move?
Am I technically engaged with them right now, or
You are
I guess
not.
I am.
There has been no melee strike.
All right. And where's the cart? Like,
The cart is right where you are,
all
because
right.
you said you were staying by the cart.
So then I'm gonna duck under the cart.
Okay. And the light stays in that position where you were, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So you dip underneath the cart. It is going to add 2 to your AC as you are partially undercover. Burkham, what are you going to do? You hear voices outside, but you can't understand what they are. You've reached the end of the cave. You can smell now that there is a vein of gold in the wall, which is probably setting off your senses. But it appears there's nothing else in here besides some old hay that people were sleeping on, discarded bones from pheasants and whatnot. Definitely no little girl.
Yeah, so seeing that, he kind of turns around and says, "It's a dead end. There is no one here." And perhaps when he kind of turns around, maybe he sees a little hint of light coming from the cave entrance. And he just starts to make his way out. Not really rushing, but he just starts walking. He's got 20 feet of movement, so I imagine he kind of makes it to the entrance of the cave, and then he sees what's going on. And immediately he engages, pulls out his shiny new longsword and grabs his shield. And I guess he'll just move forward to engage, and that'll be him.
Okay, Daphne. Holy cow, that's a lot of low rolls. Actually, it's going to be Visici is up next.
So I made it into the cave mouth as all this was going on, and then I got pushed by.
Yeah, so you're maybe like
brick.
5. You're like 5 feet away from the entrance. So 5 feet out if you wanted to do something, and you would still have your other 25 feet.
Okay. So in these squares, are they 10 feet or 5?
They're 5.
All right. I'm gonna rush in to help defend wagon. And then what's the charging rules? If you move,
You have to move at least half your distance, and you get a +2 to your attack, but you suffer a -2 penalty to your AC.
okay. I moved 20, which is more than half. So let's do that. Let's do charge on this guy with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Taking on the leader, huh?
Might as well. I'm feeling pretty good here. We've survived one adventure.
All right, we shall see.
Let's see. So I want to do an attack with that. Put value, deeds, fight, die roll. That I don't think is what I want.
Just hit enter, leave them blank.
Oh, okay. And this
They
will be a
pop
plus
they pop up
2.
for everything.
So I'm at 2. All right. Ah, hit the wrong button. 2. 4. Oh, what the heck is all that about?
That looks
I
like
don't know what I just.
so you hit with your dagger. That's fine.
Oh, is that okay? Those are all the weapon. Okay. So yeah, it looks like I got a 1 on 20.
Yeah, you got a 1 on the 20. It had a +2 bonus. You charge into him, but the radiant light that is kind of there kind of blinds you as you're kind of overzealous for this backstab because this enemy is totally unaware of you. He's temporarily blinded. And you trip into him, almost knocking yourself and him over. But instead, all the other bandits up on the hill are like, oh, did you see that? Ash, he just tried to stab you. He's right in front of you, and he almost tripped and fell on your privates. Agnar, you are now up.
I'm going to try and get out there too, as fast as I can.
So 15 feet outside, and then you'd have 15 more feet of movement from the cave entrance.
Can we just say that? What do we count diagonals as?
Diagonals count as just regular.
Okay.
Let's see. No, that's 20.
What?
Move back. I mean, so you can
Goodman
move.
is 20, right? As a dwarf?
Yeah, you can move. Oh, yeah, your movement's
Yeah,
only
we're
20 to
20.
begin with. So you get to the cave mouth, you move 5 feet out, and that's where you were, but you can double move.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so yeah, you can move right there. You would not have an attack this round, and Daphne, you're up next.
All right. So can I
I see
get
something about, one sec, about, wait, does Brick have a trident, by the way?
A trident? No.
Mhm.
Do you want him to have a trident?
No, I was just asking. All right, that's me.
All right.
all right? So can I get behind Vasici and cast the spell then?
You can.
All right.
Well, you got 15 feet. Yeah, you can get right here behind Agnar. Yeah, perfect.
All right, perfect. All right, then let's do that, and let's make it snow. Because I don't see diplomacy in our future here. So Daphne's going to break out some of the freezing magic, and yes, all right, here we go. We're making it happen. That's a 21 on the magical freezy spell, the Hands of Freeziness. Oh, and that's excellent. The blast of ice that freezes up to 3 targets within range for 1d6 plus caster level. Amazing.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Up to 3 targets. So let's start with that one, and I guess that one. They're all within range. Yeah. I'll have to be within 10 feet of each other. Oh, let's get this guy back there. Okay, we'll rechange that.
Oh, you're gonna hit bricks?
Yeah, that guy's. I have Twitch. I have inappropriate. I've been told that the language I would use for him is inappropriate for Twitch, and that is the language I would use right now.
He
So
just
I'm gonna
lost
roll
his
that.
daughter.
I think we've moved past that.
All right, so roll me some damage.
All right, you got it. Here it comes.
Roll individual damage for each one.
There we go. That's the first one, second one, third one.
All right, so the first one you identified was the big guy. How much damage does he take?
Takes 7. First
That's
damage.
a lot. He's still up. Is he frozen in place, or he just takes a lot of damage?
Oh, it just, yeah, no dramatically effect. It's descriptive effect. We spend all of our CGI budget on making it look awesome, but he's not mechanically frozen.
Okay, the second guy, which is the guy behind him, takes 4. You see the frostbite begin to take over his body, and his skin start to blacken. One of his fingers snaps off as he tries to adjust his sword, and he's screaming, "Ah!" But he is still alive. Poor Bricks. Did you just lay 5 on my man Bricks?
Yeah.
Bricks stiffens, and you see him hold his chest. And he's like, Asp! Asp! And just a breath of cold air comes out of his face as you can see his eyes begin to crystallize, and the cold has frozen the inside of his body, and he falls over dead.
Yes.
And to be clear, as a lawful character, I feel no guilt over that whatsoever. He deserved this.
I mean, he could have been being bullied by these guys. Yes.
He was trying to join up. He was trying to impress them.
You know,
I get his daughter back, but we don't know that.
We don't know his circumstances. Anyway, you kill them! And Asp is trying to rub his eyes, and he is blinking and coming to. The bandit up on the hill, one is going to fire a javelin at Burkham.
Test out my new ace or my new armor.
17? Does that hit
Yeah,
your new
that
armor?
pierces it. It sure does.
So, they have the high ground, of course, and they have you focused in, and a javelin just pierces right through your calf, ripping open the muscle.
I think it
Blood
was
is
more than
coming
my
out the
calf.
back
That hit
of
my
your leg.
core.
Oh,
That was a hard hit. Burkham is immediately bleeding and not looking very good.
all right. So lower back, maybe. The other one, seeing that Daphne is attempting to cast spells, is going to throw a javelin at her. Take out the spellcaster! But that is only going to be an 8. Does the 8 hit you, Daphne?
No, of course it hits me.
Does it really?
Well, let me tell you about this thing called Spellburn.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. What's your AC?
Oh, it's 8.
So you take 3 points of damage, and the javelin pierces your back shoulder, kind of throwing you forward onto Basici. And Basici, you feel this, and you feel the warm blood from Daphne's shoulder wound dripping down your back. The other bandit right next to, who is that? Agnar right there, is going to pull his short sword out and attempt to slay Agnar. Agnar, does a 9 hit you?
No, sir.
The other 2 are
I invite him
recovering.
to take off, you hoser.
They are recovering from their blindness currently. They're unable to attack. Actually, let me give them a save. They were blinded last round. They get to save this round. They got to beat a 13. All right, so those 2 are still blinded. Asp looked at everyone. Take out the spellcasters. I'll give you one more chance. Lay down your arms and give us your equipment, or you will die here. Does anyone respond?
I
Oh.
tell him to go drink some moose milk out of a bag.
He is still blinded, but he is going to attack wildly. 1 is going to be Agnar, 2 is going to be Basici, 3 is going to be Burkham, and 4 is going to be his own guy. Barclay is under the cart, so he is temporarily safe, but he is going to swing at Agnar with a -2 from being blinded.
Burkham does want to respond as well.
All right, give me your response.
He's just gonna look to the leader and say, "What do you want? The cart is empty."
Everything you have, your equipment, your weapons. Lay it down now.
We do not yield. We are protecting the town.
Agnar, does a 12 hit you?
No.
And you guys notice
Missed me, sucker.
Asp, the guy in the red, he almost connected, even being blind, it would have been quite a mighty deed if, in fact, he had hit.
Oh my
So
goodness! Look at that
take,
3.
take that knowledge for your information there. Barclay, you're up next.
Um, how badly injured do I see Burkham and Ash are?
Well, you're
Burkham-
under the cart, and so there's just a pool of blood forming at Burkham's feet.
And do I see a similar pool under Ash, or is that I can
It's-
tell from being underneath there?
There is a pool coming off of Ash as well. Not quite as big as Burkham's pool, but definitely bleeding.
All right. Then Barclay will say, Burkham, it's me. Don't be afraid. And he's gonna reach out and grab an ankle and
Yeah.
and lay hands on from underneath the cart, hoping that his arm doesn't get cut off by scaring him. So
How long does your light stay there? Does it dissipate after one round, or?
It's one turn actually. It
Okay.
lasts one turn, so it's almost like darkness, which would last for one turn. So yeah, it sticks around for a while.
Okay.
All right, so let me get, where's the lay on hands? There we go. Oh,
Very
that's an
nice.
18, and Barclay is lawful. And what is Burkham?
Lawful.
Oh, okay. So this also, right, came up on Raw is like how many same alignment is 3 dice, but Burkham is not a level 3 fighter, so this was an interesting question, is how many dice, right? So it was good to see that on the recent edition of Raw, because it's not always so clear. But if I remember what you said, that you like to go with roll 3 and take the highest.
I do like that rule a lot. It is not Raw
Yeah.
being a
That
benevolent
makes sense.
judge. So go ahead and roll 3 and take the best one, Sarah.
So the thought being that because I'm level 1, I should only ever get 1
Correct.
die max.
The rules is written as you would only roll 1d10, and that is what you would get back. But that feels like kind of like it punishes the cleric's role a little bit, and I want to celebrate that 18. So you will gain 10 points back.
Well, I'm the squishiest dwarf that ever dwarfed, so I only have 5 max. So,
but it is your turn now,
imagine,
Burkham, and you are
yeah, I
feeling much
imagine
better.
those when you reach out and touch me, these like roots and vines perhaps like come out of the earth and like revitalize me and giving my um my soul back.
Your vitality, as your
Vitality,
wound
thank you,
heals
was the
up,
word I was looking for.
you can smell the scent of ripe pears in the air.
Yeah. And so feeling that, he gets his bravery back, and as was initially intention, he's going to hop on top of the cart, which kind of puts him on top of Barclay there. And he's going to, with his longsword and his shield, he's going to strike down at the leader. And for my deed, I would like to try and disarm him.
You are going to be at a -2 penalty due to the light spell. As it's affecting them, it is going to affect you guys as well.
Okay.
So there's this bright light that you're kind of having to swing it. You can see him jumping onto the cart is just about where the light is centered. So it's kind of like if you were looking in the sun, you can still see the shape, but you're still somewhat blinded. You're not blinded like they were, like caught off guard, but it is a bright light emanating just like the sun from that point.
Okay, well, I won't change what I said I was going to do. So, but yeah, hopefully he'll be a little bit above the light and he can try to get down. But yeah, so I'll do at a -2. Does a 12 hit?
Is going to miss. And your axe, what are you swinging there? Your longsword hits into his armor, but doesn't penetrate it. And you see now that he is wearing, you saw it before, but now you're realizing just exactly what kind of armor he's wearing. He is wearing a very fine set of scale armor. He is well armored, and your blow is deflected.
Yeah, and he tries to follow it up with a shield bash as well, but if 12 doesn't hit, that won't even hit at all with a -2. So he just kind of tries to bash at him, but gets thrown off by the light.
You could bash one of the other guys to your right, who may be a little weaker.
No, he was focused on the big guy.
All right, Vasicha, you're up next, and this bright light is shining right in front of you.
All right. Let me look here. Is there anything?
Don't go into the light.
I hate to do it, but I think the reasonable thing is to just take a bash with my quarterstaff. So what do you say this was minus?
It's going to be at a -2. Swing away, pony boy. No. Oh, that was a 2 -2. Lou, your rolls are horrible tonight.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. You
Some
got
good ones at first. But...
do you want to move at all, Lou, or are you staying there?
Let's see. Might be advantageous. See, I must see. This is the wilderness, right? There's bushes and brambles and stuff around.
There are.
Let's see if I can scramble between these guys and try to in the confusion and the bright light hide myself in the shrubbery so I can pop up and get a backstab later on, maybe.
Give me a hide check. And Agnar, you're going to be up next while he is rolling that. So you hit the ground after missing with your staff, and you're like, this isn't working. And you crawl underneath where the light is brightly shining, blinding everyone, into the brush right behind everyone. You think you've significantly hidden yourself behind this bush, and you're poised to strike and kill next round. Agnar, what are you going to do?
I'm going to attack the guy just to my north there.
All right. You will not be at a penalty because the light is behind you.
I got a D die of 1. Did I do that wrong? I think I did that wrong.
Well, you rolled it, so that works. Now roll your attack.
Oh, I should have attacked with D. That's what I needed to do. I wanted to click that, but I got a 1.
You can attack just regular without D.
Yeah, okay.
And you hit D anyway. But that is going to be an 11 to hit. An 11 is not enough to hit the guy to the north.
Damn it.
Do you want to bump it up a little bit?
No, I got nothing.
All right. Daphne, you're up again.
Oh, yay. It's all up to me. Hey. So I'm going to trigger.
It's kind of a stalemate.
I'm going to do freezing hands again. And I'm actually going to trigger the mercurial magic on that, the karmic casting. Currently balanced. I'm going to trigger it so I add 1d5 to the roll. And next time it'll take it away. Equivalent to rolling it, and it'll take it away. So
you get a +5 on this one, correct?
Plus 1d5. I'll roll it after I figure out how bad the spell check is. So give me 1 second here. Okay, hey, 15 plus. Hold on, I can do this.
Not bad.
All right, that gives me a 17. Total 17.
Is there a mercurial effect with this?
That is the karmic casting.
Okay.
Yep, karmic casting is the mercurial effect. Yep. So that does put me from a. Let's keep it there. Even bumping up doesn't do anything. So I'll just do to their leader. I am doing 1d.
See what kind of damage you got.
Yeah. It's really
I
tempting.
feel like you're contemplating something here.
I am. I think I've got to do this because I'm really a little bit worried about our survivability here right now, and I think I'm going to have to burn 3 points of luck because to get us to a 20 here, because I'm just a little bit worried about what's going on, and I want to get their leader and the 2 guys to the south, I think, with a roll of 20 then. So let me take away 3 points of luck. That'll give me a total of 20. And 20 gives me 3 targets. And I can do that.
All right. So mark the luck and roll the damage. And everyone in chat, we are giving away a $10 online gift card to Goodman Games store tonight. So all you need to do is enter an emoji to be entered into the drawing, and we will draw that shortly. So put any emoji into the chat. Let's get some emoji hype going on to try to win a $10 gift certificate to the Goodman Games store, courtesy of our friend Zerathon. Thank you very much, Josh.
You don't have to tell him who.
I know, but I feel like I should. So the
Because
first...
then I can enter too, and no one will be like, fix.
Oh, not from Josh Zerathon. So the 7 is to the leader, I assume?
Big guy and going straight down. So, yep, 7 to the leader, and then 6 to the next down, and then 2 to the bottom one.
All right. Yep. You see his feet to begin to freeze up onto the ground as you call this arcane magic forth from your body. And he's just looking down in shock as he's just regained his sight. No! No! And he's reaching out to try to grab your neck and just wring it. And just as he gets a little bit closer, his hand stiffens. And you can see his body is just completely solidified. He is gone. 6 was to this other guy that you had hit previously with the black skin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He as well. The rest of the necrosis on his skin, the freezer burn, begins to go up his arms into his shoulders. He drops his weapon. He's trying to rub it and until it reaches his throat, and he just stops breathing. The last one was this guy to the north. Is that correct?
Oh, no, next one down. Has to be the next one down. Yeah.
Next one down. This guy, he begins to feel the little frost burn right there, but he is barely holding on as it kind of stops before it gets to his throat. Just kind of gets right to his chest. But a look of fear overtakes his face. And all these guys are going to...
Matt, real quick, before we progress to their turn, after that spell cast, can I call out, you can still surrender and live? And I want to take a couple steps back into the cave to get out of the... I don't want the people with the javelins on the hill to be able to hit me.
Well thought. Well thought. Yes, you can. This is for the top left one. He makes a morale check, succeeds. This is for the bottom left one. They believe they have the high ground. So they are sticking it out. The other 2, one guy is barely holding on to life. He is determined to get some payback. And the other guy who wasn't hit at all sees his friends going down, sees his leaders going down, and he attempts to book it. So Agnar, you can take not an opportunity attack, but you can have a free attack on the guy that is about to turn and run.
Does a 17 hit?
Oh, yes, it does.
Okay. Was I able to use my deed die?
It was only a 2. I'm sorry. No awesome deed. I mean, you could use it, but it wasn't successful.
Okay.
But 7 points of damage is enough. And as he turns to run, trying to, grab something on Brix's body as he turns to run, the sword pierces through his chest, exploding out the front of it. And you just see his body thrust forward. And he falls.
Take that, you hoser.
He is gone. The other 3 are in it to win it, though. And so this one has now regained his sight. And he's got a little dwarf standing on a cart who he's going to try to chop the legs out of. And 18 for 4 points of damage.
Brutal.
Let me see that blood squirt. And Daphne, you want to be in the cave, right?
Yeah. I want to be in the cave enough that the javelin people who would not have a clear line of sight for me. Yeah.
All
We
right.
could just be a couple of
Understood.
feet down. Yeah.
They are going to focus the rest of their attacks. They didn't really see Barclay kind of healing from underneath. They think he's just a coward. So they're not going to aim at him. And Deceithy has disappeared. So they are going to focus on Agnar. A 19 and a 20, 7 points of damage, Agnar,
Owie.
as two of the javelins pierce into you. And you are stabbed with two of these javelins sticking out of your body. As you break them off in anger, the shafts sticking out, bleeding out of these gouging wounds.
Not so bad.
Barclay, you're up next. There is much blood on the ground.
Yeah,
now.
so Barclay's a little worried seeing blood probably dripping through the cracks of
Wait,
the cart.
Okay.
Do you what, Josh?
No,
Yeah.
I can mark it on my character thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so double click on
Got
your
it.
token. Yeah. and
Yeah, there you go.
watch that
blood
blood squirt out.
Barclay is going to be a little concerned. He'll see the leader has frozen, but things still look bad with the blood dripping down from the cart. So he's going to crawl out from under the cart, and get the jump on this guy right here if he can, coming up and swinging his mole mallet at the gentleman there. But just coming out. Perhaps he just didn't have a good grip.
You're
Too
still
hard to
trying
come
to
out with a
gain your
7.
footing.
Yeah.
You're kind of shocked by the blood all over the place. You guys can see the javelin throwers up on the ledge. Burkham, you're up next. You've just taken a severe sword stab.
Yeah, so he's frustrated at the accuracy of these guys. He's gonna jump off of the cart, basically like on the frozen leader guy, to just take some cover behind the cart from the javelin throwers and this guy.
You
I don't know, I
leap
guess
down.
that's it. I feel like he's gonna just take cover.
That's fine. You leap down off the cart onto the frozen body of the leader, and grabbing it, you quickly turn it around, place your shield kind of atop both of you. And you are somewhat in cover. Vasici, you are hidden, seeing this massacre in front of you. Your friends are very well injured. There is a guy directly to your south who has no clue that you were there.
I think I want to sneak up on him and then backstab him.
All right, give me a backstab attack.
Big numbers, no whammies.
I got some luck I can pour into this one.
I mean, you're going to get your backstab bonus, so hit the backstab attack on your weapon.
On the weapon, okay.
Yeah, there's a backstab button, and that will calculate the bonus into it.
Any attack bonus?
It already calculates it.
Okay. Well, where was we get here? Did it come up? Why didn't it? Let me give that one another try.
Every time you hit a button, just hit return a couple times, because those little boxes pop up. That was not a backstab. So look at your character sheet, Lou, and go to your weapons.
Uh-huh.
And then you see the attack, and then with deed, and then backstab. Hit that backstab button for the dagger, melee.
I am, but it's not, okay.
And
I hit backstab. It says any attack bonus, I hit enter.
Yeah, just hit enter.
Yeah, I do the roll thing, and it's not doing anything. I'm not sure why.
Oh, I know why. Hold on. That's my fault. They added a new slot. Now try it.
All right.
There we
There we go.
And then, let's see. I'm going to bump that up some with some luck here.
A 13 is very, very close.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll just burn luck, which is a D3.
Yeah. So how much luck are you going to burn? 13 is extremely close.
Just one, because it's D3, so let's see. That's going to give me
Nice.
3 more, so that's a 16.
All right, 16 hits. And what was your critical roll? What number was it?
Good question.
It showed it's a 4 right there.
It says 4 on crit table too.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, so you hit him directly in the chest with your dagger, stabbing it in with a sickening thunk. You get to make another immediate free attack as he is staggered. That kills him. You stab him right in the heart, and just as he is kind of coming back to sight, he sees you jumping out of the brush. Ah! And fear is in his eyes as you plunge your dagger into his heart, and he is dead. But you do get another attack.
Do I have, let's see. Next guy's pretty far away, right? He's like 1, 2,
Next
3,
guy is
like 20 away, 30, or not. It looks to me like everybody else is 20 to 30 away.
He is 25 away, so that would be long range with your dagger if you wanted to chuck it at him. It'd be pretty badass if you stab that guy in the heart and then pull it out and throw it at the other guy.
The night's getting late. We need to see some cool moves here. Let's do that.
All right, so rip the dagger out. Blood squirts out from its arterioles, gushing all over your hand, and you flip your dagger at the guy on the hill. So give me your ranged dagger roll at long range.
I'm trying to find how to do that. Ranger no, that's not it.
Range is all the way at the far right. So if you see range to attack, it says short. If you change that to long and then just hit attack.
Alright, I'm under weapons. I'm not seeing that though. Oh, down at the bottom. There it is. I see it at the bottom. Yeah, sorry about that.
So that's not going to be a backstab. That's going to be a regular attack because they have seen you now.
Yeah.
So even with a -2,
should have been a -2, shouldn't it? Or well, long range, yeah.
It doesn't look like it applied.
Saying medium range.
Yeah, it is saying medium range. So medium range would have been down 1 die. Anyway, we'll just call it.
I've got luck.
We'll call it a 13, which is extremely close.
All right, well, let's do that luck thing again. So
Hey, Rob.
All right, so +2 is a 15.
15 hits.
Ride that. Yep.
And your dagger thunks into his belly, and he looks down at it in amazement from your double attack. He's still barely alive, but he falls to his knees. Agnar, you are up. There are 2 remaining. One has a dagger in his belly.
I like the look of that guy. So I step up and where the one to the southwest, is the one that's got the dagger?
Correct.
Can I move, attack, and then move? Is that legit?
No, you can move and attack or attack and then move.
Okay, well, he's in range. He's in short range for my sling. So,
yep.
I'm going to load up a Molson Golden bottle cap into the sling. And because that's a Canadian beer, right?
Let her
Patrick,
fly.
is that, check me out, check my facts there.
I don't drink beer, so I can't confirm or deny.
It doesn't matter. I hit AC2. So, and then I go 5, 10, 15, and I stand in front of Daphne on that side.
All right. So you hit nothing because as you shoot your sling stone, the rock comes back and smacks you right in the face. You rolled a 1. You rolled a 1. That's a fumble.
No.
So 5 on the fumble table is that you trip and you are prone and must use your next action to stand up. So the rock fires back, smacks you right in the forehead, knocking you onto your back. And you're like, oh, what happened? And you are going to be prone. And that is how you attacked in front of Patrick, Canadian Ancient Gamer.
He liked it, though. He
The
thinks
I
dwarves are
bet he
doing
did.
so good right now.
Daphne,
Yes.
you are up. You cannot see the guys on the ridge. You saw a stone and a dagger fly to the south, but you're not sure what happened.
Cyrus looks frozen to me.
Cirrus, are you there? Cirrus looks frozen to me, too. We will come back to him. I think he is locked up.
Oh, no.
It may be a moot point. We'll let him get a kill if he gets back in time.
I can
But
see him
these
now.
guys... Can you see him now?
Can't hear you.
Cirrus, are you there? Can you hear us?
I can. I don't think you guys can hear me though.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, there
Now
we
we
go.
can.
Sorry, I mean, Matt's. You're sabotaging my.
Oh, we just lost you
Cut
again.
out.
Oh, you're having tech problems. I don't
maybe
want
it's
you to get any
interwebs.
kills. These guys are going to...
Book
The
it.
guy that is not injured is going to stay. He still believes. He sees the blood on Agnar. He thinks Daphne has run for her life. He looks at Visici and sees he's pretty weak, and one dwarf is bleeding poorly. The guy that's injured takes off, and he runs up into the hills. The guy down here readies another javelin and launches it at Agnar. Oh, does a 9 hit, Josh?
Is it getting any bonus because I'm on my back?
Oh, yes, he does. Thank you. That'd be a +2. Does an 11 hit?
No. Sorry.
All right.
Nice.
So a javelin thunks into the ground next to you, and he is going to turn and run as well. He sees his friend taken off, and they begin sprinting in the hills and are quickly lost in the rocks that they know so well. So we are out of combat.
Yeah, you
Perfect.
got to mess with us, right?
Most importantly, can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
There we go.
The dagger that struck the guy, was it still in him when he ran, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That dagger's gone, but
I'm gonna grab the javelin.
it was very cool, though. There are a few javelins around.
The thieves we killed, did they have any daggers or anything on them?
They do, as a matter of fact. They have... the leader had 4 javelins himself, and a couple of the other ones had a couple.
I
So you
wouldn't
guys
mind a
find
couple javelins.
8 javelins,
I'll write it all down. 8 javelins.
3 sets of leather armor.
Oh, well, that would have been handy. Yeah.
Spot some.
Some
Yeah,
with holes in it. A lot of it bloody. 1 set of scale armor. I told you guys to trust me.
Yeah.
Let's
We
see.
earned it with a lot of blood. Burkham's blood.
2 short swords. 1 scimitar. And 2 hand axes.
Cool.
Matt, it goes without saying too that we loot all their camping supplies, anything else like that they have on them, torches, food, drink.
Gold.
Well, that's in the cave. We can say we searched the cave.
You find a cache in the next cave over. This is kind of like their stage cave. But a little way down, you find another little cave, smaller, hidden by a bush. And you find their cache, which I will put in the party loot chest. And there's all kinds of equipment in there, as well as some gold and treasure that we will sort out right after the game.
Cool.
Cool.
Any sign of the guy's daughter?
There is no sign of the guy's daughter.
Oh, okay. And
Those-
I pick up my hammer, okay, because that was mine.
Those
I kick him
nasty
in the head.
bandits probably killed his daughter. Poor guy.
Does
Would you like to join your daughter?
Bricks have anything on him? Wasn't one of them trying to get something from him?
He does. He's got a small little scroll case with some names on it. A few of those names you guys recognize. Some of them have been crossed out, the top 3 on the list. The other names that you recognize on the little scroll, you see the name Dur Merton on there, who you recognize as being the Baker of Fallon. You also see the name, and this is going to be particularly interesting to Barclay, Rita Rasenham.
Oh.
So it looks like a list of targets, if you had to guess. What do you guys do now?
Do we recognize any of the names that got marked off?
No, you don't.
What was
The top 3 names at the list have WW next to them. The other names, the 2 that you recognize, have an F next to them, and the 3 bottom names have an SK next to them.
And which Rita and the Baker, what initials are next to them? SK?
No, there's an F next to them. So there's an F,
Okay.
a dash, and then their names.
Okay.
Well, we're bagging it all, so I guess
Bag and
process that.
tag. There's a couple people that are severely injured.
Yeah,
We wanna-
Barclay would try and see who's hurt and call on his goddess to see if he can heal them up each.
Yeah, Burkham asks you again, Barclay, like, what can I do to repay Carpessa for all of this healing?
Better armor, I think. Yeah, I think keep doing the better armor thing.
I'm working on it. Perhaps I can repurpose this scale mail.
So let me find Lay on Hands. Where is it? It's on the
Can Birkin work
class.
the scale mail? Like it'll fit him? And can you wear
it
that?
is human size, but if you bring it to a blacksmith, they might be able to convert it for a small fee.
Ooh. Well, apparently Carpessa is pleased with you and smiles upon you. You have some healing here.
All right.
Maybe she said you're working on the armor, so that was good.
Mark, you saved everybody's life because my bad guy had a D dice, and I was about to lay some pain down. You wouldn't have blind me.
Well, that reverse. So for people like lightness is not a spell, but it's basically reverse darkness that we're doing here. So we kind of took darkness and reworked it, made it into lightness for one of Barclay's spells. So yeah, glad that helped. So Barclay is like, line up. Okay, who's next? I don't know who next is all bloody and full of holes.
Agnar's pretty hurt.
Daphne in front of me, like let's take care of the hero here first, eh? She got some work done today.
All right.
We would have all died a long time ago had it not been for Daphne.
Yes. So that's 4 dice on Agnar there, and Daphne, is Daphne hurt too, or Daphne is just was burning luck? Is that it?
Oh no, she's hurt. She's burning luck.
She is.
She's hurt too.
All
she
right.
could use at least 3 points. Yes.
She's got like a javelin sticking out of her.
Yeah.
So 3 dice for Daphne too. So
she'll heal up.
Yep.
She'll take it.
And
Mark, you're lawful, right?
Yes.
All right. So.
Right. Sorry, I didn't. Those are incorrect. Yeah. So I forget whose alignments.
Agnar, roll 2d12. Don't you just?
I'm lawful too.
You are not.
Yeah. I changed it.
You did not change it. It was blank, and I filled it in for you today with chaotic.
And I put in lawful before the
Did
game.
you really?
I
You
go
had a
look.
change of
I'm
heart?
not joking. I'm not
Oh
joking.
my god! The one thing on your character sheet you learned how to change.
Tim
was your
told me to
mind.
change it to. He said you're a dwarf, so you're supposed to be lawful. He
Who
said.
said that?
Tim.
Oh my goodness! All right,
So what
I'll
do I get?
allow it. You better play lawful though.
What does that mean?
4d12.
Lawfully naughty?
No, lawfully
4d12?
good. Yeah, roll 40.
I'll roll another 2. All right.
All right, so you're back up at full.
But Basici is unscathed?
Yeah, unscathed.
So collecting the prize, this has cost you probably about a good hour, 2 hours. The battle, finding the cave, get everything back, having a little bit of lunch, regaining your senses, calming down the donkey, cleaning up the blood, the wounds, and you guys are back on the road. The rest of the trip to Pinder Mine is uneventful, and when you get there, you can hear the sounds of picks inside the mine. There's various workers around. There's a small shed out in front, and then a bunkhouse to the side of that. We're going to have to go theater of the mine. I don't have a map for this. I do have a map for inside the caves, though, if you guys decide to go in the caves.
Are we
But
fighting?
it's basically just working. No, it looks like a mining operation. As you guys come up the hill, Burkham, welcome back. You're here.
Greetings. Insert name here.
I have not named any of the NPCs at the mine.
I'm sure he knows their name, whoever they are.
Right. Well, what brings you? Are you here for your 2 weeks of work?
Not this time. I'm here on a trade mission to collect some copper. I think perhaps someone is expecting that.
Trade mission? Since when are you an errand dwarf?
Well, it aligned with something else my companions and I are doing. We were wondering if you'd seen any or heard any other strange things happening around the mine these days. Is everyone safe?
Yes, the mine's been running fairly well. I mean, besides the hammering, those ghosts inside the mine. But, we're used to that. It's like a sound that is constantly there, and then you're just so used to it you don't even hear it anymore. But you know the stories. Well,
I do.
who's this with you? And he sees the other dwarf. He kind of nods to Agnar.
What's up?
This is Agnar.
Look like a strong fellow. Ain't you here to work in the mines?
Work? What?
Good pay.
I do need money, but we're just here for this errand right now. I'm awfully flattered, but yeah, we're here because Burkham said that there's some weird stuff going on in with the stuff, and we decided to come on out here. Don't you know?
Anything weird is usually going down further down the mines, and he kind of indicates. And Burkham, you kind of would have known this too. He indicates the area, further down in this area. And that's kind of where the main hammering sound emanates. It's said that there's many abandoned mine shafts up that way. The passage to Skurd kind of goes through here, pretty treacherous. Wild animals up in the mountains, and it does go up in the mountains before it descends the other side. The mine is on the east side of the mountain, right at the base. Kind of digs deep into the mountain. Well, we haven't had any instances here. I heard you had some trouble in Fallon, though. Is that why that one looks all emaciated? Is he a victim or something? Fall into a well of corruption? And all the guys around are kind of laughing at Daphne.
Do not be fooled. This one is the strongest among us, to be sure.
You jest.
I assure you, it is true.
What say you then?
Do you
Daphne?
have this shipment of copper that was ordered for Father Xander?
Oh, Father Zed, priest, he's always up to something that. Oh, just about, just about. We're almost done. Um, boys can begin loading it up tomorrow morning. We're about to
Burkham,
shut down shop for the night.
Burkham, while we're here, shouldn't we go check out those haunty things that you were talking about?
Indeed.
It
Well,
is
perhaps we can.
mountain travel, uh, so it would be probably like a week-long excursion to get
What?
up into the mountains.
Mm.
Traveling
Oh,
up into the mountains through mountain passes. It's not right at the base, kind of walking on the flat ground to get there.
oh, okay.
All right. Well,
Forget that, eh?
So we're not at the entrance to the mine. The mine's up the.
You are at the entrance to Pinder Mine. The hammered mines where the hammered. So as you guys are coming up to the mountains, you ever so slightly hear in your ears, just kind of like tink, tink, tink. I mean, you guys can hear the sounds of working inside the mountain, which you assume is from this mine. But after these guys quit for the night, the sound doesn't stop. It's there constantly, all throughout the night, all throughout the day. Eventually, it's just going to become second nature. You won't even notice it. But to answer
Goes
your
by.
question, Mark, there are mines up and down these mountains.
Yeah.
So, you could find a mine pretty much anywhere.
But the ones with the ones that we think the voices coming from and the sounds are not the Pinder mine that we're at the entrance of, is what we heard.
That's
right?
correct. I mean, the sounds are everywhere, but they don't think the origin of the sounds is the Pinder mine. No one has went up to the abandoned mines up to the north or down to the south in forever to identify where the sounds are actually coming from and what they actually are.
okay. Well, I mean, Burkham would have known that the hammer mines, I guess, were a lot further away than Pender mine. But I guess we were more wondering if, like, just checking on Pender mine to make sure everything is cool here, and if that's the case, and there is no apparent danger. I mean, we can definitely maybe poke around for the day as they finish uploading the cart tomorrow. But I would probably recommend then I guess we just go back to deliver our shipment if it's going to be too long of a journey to get all the way to Hammer Mines.
They invite you guys to stay for the night. They will feed you, of course. You guys will need to mark off one ration for the trip here. You can replenish your water skins here. They will feed you for the night. There will be the imbibing of, they will break open a keg of ale, stout dwarven ale that you guys can drink throughout the night. You guys can also question them, and we can do that offline in the Reaver Express chat. So whatever questions you guys have for that night. When you wake up the next morning, you guys wake up shortly after they do. They're up early with the dawn, crack of dawn, beginning to work. You come out, and the mine isn't fully loaded. There's maybe a quarter of the cart in there. And the foreman looks at Burkham. He says, "Well, it appears the mine might be running dry. We're a little short on the entire load. Can you stay a few days?"
Is that a dwarf joke?
No. Give me an intelligence check, Burkham.
Intelligence. That is not my best.
No
All
whammies?
right. So what is your
rolling under?
response?
That's good. But
That's what you wanted to do, right?
You never really paid attention to the output here when you
Yeah.
worked here. You just worked. So you really don't know the quantity the mine is supposed to produce.
Yeah.
So what is your response?
Oh well, I'll have to check with my companions, but I think we might have a couple of days.
I've got the boys working on it right now. It shouldn't be more than 3 days until they fill the load.
You seem all embarrassed about that. Is there what's going on? Is something happened?
What do you mean?
Well, you seem like you know, I don't know, like somebody who's run out of something you expected to have lots of.
Just that the mine isn't what it used to be. We might have to move locations, so that's on my mind. We'll have to move the entire operation to a different spot.
The mine is on your mind?
The mine is on my mind.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, the mine foreman wouldn't have not just realized when we were talking last night that they wouldn't have enough to fill up the cart. I'm just stating the obvious here to state the obvious.
Do you want to say anything to him, Daphne?
Daphne is far too polite to do that, but she's going to be looking. She's going to be giving the entire group the eyes. You know the eyes by now. It's kind of like the.
What about Vasici and Barclay?
Barclay will step up and say, Father Xander assured us that he had a deal with you that it would be ready. So, did you not have a deal with Father Xander? I mean, our job was to pick it up, and it's not here.
It'll be ready in 3 days.
But Father Xander said it would be ready immediately. So should we tell him that you're not have it ready? That what you told him was untrue?
I never told him it'd be ready immediately. Did he say I said that?
He said he asked us to pick it up and return it back, and not to have to wait 3 days.
That's exactly what you're doing. Vasici, do you have any response? I gotta keep Lou engaged this whole time.
Sorry. Yes, Vasici's probably just a little perturbed. I mean, I don't know that there's much we can do. If they don't have it, they don't have it. But
sounds like
I'm gonna try to parlay with him, see if it'll come a long way to get these copper from you, yeah. So, where are we to stay for these days? What accommodations can you? So what?
You can stay in the bunkhouse where you stayed last night. And if you want the copper filled up any quicker, and he shoves a pickaxe into your hand. Yeah.
Barclay is wondering if, when he said it's not available, if he can believe him. If what this gentleman told him is believable.
Would you like to cast a spell? You have slept, so your -1 is gone.
That is true.
Can I try bribing him with a jelly donut?
Let's see.
If you had a jelly donut, I think you could probably get anything in this world.
Yeah.
It's a jelly.
I mean, Burkham wouldn't be questioning, like in character, Burkham wouldn't question this guy at all, and he'd offer to help.
He's your
Anything to kind
supervisor.
of move it along. Yeah. Out of character, like if this sounds super sketchy, like over the next couple of days, like we can snoop around.
Yeah, you guys have 2 extra days that you don't have to get on the road for 2 days. Sounds like you're going to be here for at least 3. A quarter of the cart is filled up. You could come back you could leave with what you have. You can see what's filled up by tomorrow. Mark, how do you want to take us out tonight? What's your decision going to be?
Gosh, I'm not sure if I have something.
Picked up second sight, right?
Yeah, I did, but that's about directions, that's, it's not like I can use it to tell if he's lying or not. My understanding of second sight is,
Is it a wheel or woe kind of thing?
consequences. Well, unless I'm not understanding, I think of it as a hint of possible outcomes. I mean, if I can use second sight to see if I think he's telling the truth, then I would, yes.
So it wouldn't be a "is he telling the truth" question. You would have to phrase it as something else. So
Should I stay or should I go?
you augur the
Stay, there will be.
future. So you're trying to get an insight of the consequences your actions will bring. So if you can phrase me a question on how your actions will have an effect on the situation, that would be the question you could ask.
Boy, that's I
Like
don't.
maybe something like we just like if we were to wait it out, would it be a positive outcome?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. If we waited to 3 days, would the copper be delivered?
All right, roll your spell check. Is that your final question?
Let me look at the possible outcomes here.
Don't forget we have to do our draw too.
Oh, that's right. Last chance, everybody. Enter an emoji to win a $10 gift certificate to the Goodman Game Store. Last chance. We're going to be drawing that in 30 seconds. All right. Mark, last chance.
I asked. I guess I'll ask my goddess if we wait. If we wait the days, will he deliver on the promise?
All right. So roll your spell check. And Elena, how many people do we have in the drawing? All right. I hope Chuck doesn't win. I'd be upset about that. If Chuck wins, I get his win. Number 9. Lee
Nice.
Shara.
Congrats.
Lee Shara, I need your email address. So Lee Shara, please click on my name and send me your email address.
What's your name?
And I see
There it
right
is.
there. I just typed it
GrapeApe,
in. GrapeApe,
Texas.
Texas.
TX.
And I'm going to send you a whisper as well. Just so, oh no, I can't because I'm only in the chat. Anyway, click on my name or Vitani Maru's name and send us your email, and we will get you that $10 gift certificate. 9, 7 looks like the spell is lost.
Yeah. So all for that fretting about what to ask, and I just blah, blah, I was babbling, and then my Carpessa was like, "Come back tomorrow when you got an idea of what you want to ask."
Please call again later.
Yes.
Well, raise your approval, and thank you for joining us tonight, everyone. We will find out what happens in 2 weeks. Have a good night, everybody.
Any shout outs, or are we going to raid out to anybody? Vitani, do you got somebody you want to go to?
Do we have any shout outs? Does anybody have any? Lou, didn't you just finish up a Kickstarter?
That's been a little while, but my good friend Jonathan Sullivan just finished out his Gong Farmers Militia Kickstarter, which is going to be awesome. The hirelings for
Drop
DCP.
a link in there in the chat. Is that okay?
Are you done with your extra
he
guy?
Just finished it out, but what's that?
Are you done with your bonus guy yet, Lou?
Yeah. Well, it's written up, but it's not typed up yet. So
I'm finishing mine up as well. Mine's about half done.
So what's your guy? Are you allowed to say? I don't even know.
I don't know. Is it a secret?
He's a forgiving guy. I got the camp cook is what I'm doing.
I'm gonna give you the title of my guy. Let me bring it up real quick. My guy is a confidence artist, and the interesting thing about this, and this is pending approval. I'm gonna submit it, and if he doesn't like it, I'll write up a different one. But this guy is a con artist, and he can appear as any one of the other henchmen. With
nice.
Different abilities, but he cannot do any of the abilities that they have. But he always talks his way out of it. Anyway, Vitani, are we raiding out to anybody?
No, she said, yeah, she got
All right.
new computer blue or just moved blues or whatever.
All right. So it is past our bedtime. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Take care.